You know, every time I think about Mighty Bomb Jack on the NES, it's like opening a tiny time capsule in my mind. I can still see the room where I first played it. Small, cluttered, and warm in that way only an old childhood bedroom can be. The curtains never quite closed all the way, so a thin strip of sunlight would sneak in, catching the dust in the air. And the NES, that gray box sat perfectly still on the wooden table, humming softly like it had secrets of its own. The moment I turned on Mighty Bomb Jack, the screen burst into that sharp, glowing blue only an old CRT could make. You know the glow I'm talking about, the one that almost felt alive, flickering just enough to feel magical. And those sound effects, bright, chirpy, almost silly, but somehow full of energy. They bounced around the room like they were trying to lift my mood single-handedly. I remember sitting cross-legged way too close to the TV. Everyone told me it would ruin my eyes, but I didn't care. The cord stretched tight, the plastic warm from my hands, the smell of the room mixed with everything, dust, old books, and a faint hint of detergent from my bedsheets. It wasn't special to anyone else, but to me, it was my own little universe. Mighty Bomb Jack wasn't the biggest NES game. It wasn't the most famous or the most polished or the one kids bragged about on the playground. But for me, it was something different. It felt like the first game that let me explore at my own pace. The way the rooms connected, the hidden passages, the sense that maybe, just maybe, I'd overlooked something last time I played. That feeling made every run feel new, even when I was stuck or frustrated. And trust me, I was often frustrated. But there was a comfort in that frustration. It taught me patience before I even knew the word. Every time Jack floated just a little too far, or I misjudged a jump, or the enemies cornered me, I'd take a breath, reset the level, and try again. Somehow the game made me feel like the challenge was personal, but never cruel. Like it believed I could get better if I just kept going. Some nights I'd play until the room got dark and the CRT glow was the only light left. Everything else faded away. The outside world, school, chores, whatever was bothering me that day. It was just me, Jack, and those tiny bombs scattered across the screen. And when I finally turned off the console, the after image of the blue screen would stay floating in my eyes for a few seconds, like a gentle reminder that I'd been somewhere else entirely. Looking back now, I think Mighty Bomb Jack meant so much to me because it was one of the first games that made me feel something. Curiosity, determination, escape, even joy. It shaped the way I love games today. Not for graphics or hype or popularity, but for the little adventures they create. The quiet moments, the worlds you sneak into when no one else is watching. So, should you play Mighty Bomb Jack today? Honestly, yeah. Not because it's perfect, but because it carries a kind of charm you don't see much anymore. And who knows? Maybe like me, you'll find a tiny piece of yourself in its strange, quirky little world.